Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Live League. I'm Ken Garofalo. We have Benton on with us. Bentuan27. How you doing today, Benton?
Good, man. Back at it again. Glad to be back.
Back at it. It is Thursday. It is earlier than normal for us, so excuse the coffee. It's much needed.
That's right. A little kombucha.
Healthier than coffee. Right?
Exactly.
So today we have kind of an exciting topic. Definitely exciting for people out there looking to maybe pick up a few extra pieces of crypto this upcoming weekend. So RippleX is the investment arm behind Ripple, and they recently announced the Flare network is going to be having an airdrop of the SPARK token to all holders of the XRP. Now, you guys probably have a lot of questions out there, such as when am I going to get this airdrop? When is the snapshot going to occur? How can I get it? What exchanges are going to support it? And maybe like what the heck is the SPARK token and what the heck is the Flare network? So this is going to be a quick episode. We're going to try to just give you the best breakdown of this that we can from a high level overview. You can also go out there and just Google Flare network or follow Flare networks on Twitter. There's just a lot of information out there on their specific feed. Outside of that, you're going to have to rely on just news articles. But first, before we get into that, I wanted to let everyone know CryptoLiveLeak.org is back, baby.
Ooh.
The number one most popular grassroots crypto blog in the market is back.
That's right, man. Get all your insider sources in at CryptoLiveLeak.org.
Absolutely. I just want to show the audience real quick what we're talking about. CryptoLiveLeak.org. Looks like the site. I'll share that at the end, but let's get into it. Let's get into the Flare network.
Yeah, definitely.
So what is the Flare network? So the Flare network is a Turing-complete Federated Byzantine Agreement Network, FBA for short. What does that exactly mean, right? Well, from a high level, the Flare network is going to support smart contracts that run on the Ripple network. So they do have a website here. The website is flare.xyz. And I will bring that up real quick if you guys just bear with me 1 second. And we'll take a little look at what this website is. And
so a question for you while you're pulling this up.
Yeah.
Why is XRP trying to get into the smart contract game? It seems to me like the Ripple, however you want to look at this branch or entity, has been really trying to attack the SWIFT network, which is the payment settlement for international, settlements. And I'm just curious to know, insights of anything you may know.
Yeah, well, think about it. Look at Ethereum. Look at the kind of success Ethereum has had. They first introduced the concept of the smart contract, I believe it was in 2014. And really since then, they've been the predominant leader in smart contracts and value that's being locked in these smart contracts, right? Like all these other networks that pop up are trying to take down Ethereum, right? Like, what's the next Ethereum killer, right? Well, no one really would think that it's going to be one of these older chains, right, that has really nothing to do with smart contracts, like a Ripple, right, that sort of is coming out of nowhere. If you look at the market cap rankings, Ripple is actually, not very close. It's far behind Ethereum in the third place of market cap rankings, but it's by far the closest competitor in market cap terms that Ethereum has right now. So if you look at maybe the ability to lock some of that value in smart contracts, Ripple already has an advantage of having a lot of value on its chain.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I just have always viewed XRP, Ripple, I guess XRP is the currency, as just kind of this fast, quick-moving settlement system. And so it's interesting to see they're kind of like, ooh, this kind of catches our eye. Like we're going to start, deploying some assets in this area. So it'd be interesting to see what shakes out here in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Like I can't wait to see like how people start building on this. Maybe it's out of RippleX's investment arm that they already have some projects ready to build on this. So the use cases hit faster than some of these other chains that have used more of a community network effect to build up their ecosystem like a Tezos, right? Like, so maybe this investment and this corporate structure of Ripple is going to prove worthy for them trying to attack the smart contract market share here. So I mean, it's a lot to speculate on, and I mean, there's over 45 billion XRP currently in circulation. Um, so
Yeah.
you're talking about an extremely high circulating supply of XRP. So the amount of Spark that are going to be distributed, I believe it's going to be a 1-for-1. All you got to do, guys, is you got to hold XRP in an exchange that supports this airdrop, the SPARK airdrop. So we'll give you a list of what exchanges have already announced support. But what I suggest, if you're holding Ripple on an exchange right now, or if you're not holding Ripple on an exchange right now, maybe there's even a possible way to get this airdrop without holding on an exchange. But from what I've read, there are certain exchanges announcing support for the airdrop, and maybe it'd be best to just throw your Ripple on those exchanges for the time of the snapshot, take the Ripple off, and then wait for that Spark to hit your account.
Interesting. So this is going to be like a Unicoin airdrop where it's just like, boom, it just appears in your wallet one day.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Like for the Uni case, that was an ERC20 token, and it appeared in your ERC20 compatible wallet. Like what standard of token is this going to be? Is it now a Ripple standard of token that just appears in your Ripple wallet?
XRP20, man.
XRP20 is what they're going to call it.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm speculating.
So, yeah, I mean, they have a white paper here. I'm sure all these details are included in the white paper. We're just trying to be high level here, so we won't really start digging into that. Flare being the native token, or Spark being the Flare native token. You could just go to their website to get just a basic interview here. So this is called a utility fork of XRP. It's not, in no way is it to be considered an ICO. There's no competing interests. It's kind of interesting that they note that there. So you talked earlier about how Ripple's trying to disrupt Swift, right, with the XRP. And I believe there's the gateways as well that don't utilize XRP. But it seems like this product, the Flare network and Spark, clearly won't be targeting that market share, right? Clearly it's just fixating on this smart contract side of things here. So bringing Turing complete smart contracts to XRP. Very interesting stuff. What I want to do next is I wanted to just touch on the exchanges to tell you guys where to keep your XRP in order to get this Spark airdrop. So Coinbase, obviously one of the largest, if not the largest US exchange, has just come out yesterday and announced support. You've got Binance that has announced support. South Korea's BitHum and Phoblegate have announced support. Luxembourg's Bitstamp as well. So Bitstamp is actually, they're really bullish on Ripple. I think it was one of the second assets they added soon after Bitcoin. So yeah, I can remember Bitstamp back in 2016, 2017 had XRP on their platform. So they've been focused on XRP and providing trading markets for them for quite some time on Bitstamp. So those are your exchanges, guys. But now you want to know when, right? When do you have to have this on the exchange for that snapshot? When is the snapshot date? Well, of course, you should always verify and not trust. But I'm telling you here, I've taken this information directly off of Flare's publications. So it's going to be December 12th, 2020, right as the clock strikes zeros. So midnight on Friday as it rolls into Saturday. I don't know the time zone here, so it's better that you just put it on there now, I'd say, and just wait for the next 48 hours to pass, or until you see some kind of announcement coming from Flare Networks, which is their Twitter account. I'm sure there'll be a lot of PR and media around this snapshot date once it happens. So get your XRP into those exchanges now. If you're on an exchange that I didn't mention, reach out to them. Reach out to the customer support. Submit a ticket. See if you can maybe find in their blog or their documents if they've announced support for this, because this could be a huge opportunity for you to gain some value from an airdrop, right? And we're familiar with airdrops. We know what airdrops are. These are not a new concept. We've seen a lot of forks in the past that resulted in this similar kind of effect. What comes to mind is like the Bitcoin Cash fork.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Quick shout out. We got Sir Yansh on YouTube. Appreciate you tuning in today. I'm fascinated to see what's going to happen with this, because XRP is like right around 50 cents right now, and it's been like down in the 20s and 30s of cents like for a while. So this year we've seen a little bit of a pump with XRP. So if it's that 1-to-1 ratio, 50 cents, I wonder what the market will dictate that new issuance token price. and what that airdrop will actually kind of shake out to be.
Yeah, and this is just like a fair warning to anyone that may be new to the concept of airdrops. Maybe they weren't involved in this ecosystem trading or holding cryptocurrencies when popular airdrops happened in the past when the market was more bullish. So fair warning, the asset tends to drop in price once the airdrop is complete, even leading up to the airdrop point, right? So you have a lot of hype, a lot of news articles covering the SPARK airdrop, right? So you have all this people trying to come in and pile into XRP so that they have rights to earn SPARK when that snapshot date comes. But what happens once the snapshot date comes? Well, they don't need to hold the XRP asset anymore to still be entitled to SPARK. So they can just go ahead and sell XRP. And then, a week later, a few weeks later, they're going to have SPARK in their account regardless, right? And it is going to be 45 billion SPARK distribution happening for this airdrop. So it looks like it is going to be a 1-for-1. Okay. So I would say be cautious. You see now we have the coin market cap pulled up of XRP. It is up a little today where some others are not. I'm looking at this spike in 2018. I'm looking at this spike in 2017. Ripple really does tend to melt faces when it moves, so to say. Like, this is pretty much a straight up line when it does move positive, and then it just has very long periods of consistent price.
Wow, I can't believe that was up at $3 at one point.
Right. So I mean, as the bull market comes in 2021, making some assumptions, these assets may reach previous all-time highs and maybe even make new all-time highs. I do want to note the period of, looks like around November 20th. If I were to bet my money, I would say this is when, chatter started to come about, the snapshot date started to come about of the SPARK token. Usually when those announcements happen, you'll see the initial influx of people coming into that asset. So you see this, Ripple sort of woke up from the dead in that time frame. I'm guaranteeing that has everything to do with the SPARK airdrop. Like, Ripple's business hasn't changed, drastically in that time period outside of this announcement. So it is interesting. It is kind of holding this higher range here.
Right.
But I would be very concerned that we go back to, 30 cents, 25 cents once the SPARK snapshot happens in 2 days. So you can come back and fact check me or rebuttal to me if that doesn't happen. But you could pretty much call it a good bet that you'll see a drop in that asset price. So yeah, any other questions from the audience right now? If you have anything, please let us know. We want to answer your questions. This is we're here for you guys. If you have questions on this, we want to answer them. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. All the good stuff, guys. We're here to help you. Again, the website is back, cryptoliveleak.org. And, users can actually go on there and make their own blog post and then share that around. So not only does Benton and myself create blog posts on cryptoliveleak.org, but, there are hundreds there are thousands. There's about 35,000 users on the site that are creating blog posts on almost a daily basis. So just super excited to have that site back up.
Definitely. Yeah, I real quick, this XRP project, I find this project really fascinating because it's got a little bit of a history behind it with the founders and how things kind of shook out with them, and one of the partners leaving and then the other one leaving to start XLM. So I've seen there's this backstory to this organization. And one thing I have noticed is that they are absolutely killing it when it comes to marketing their company, especially when it comes to social media space. I don't know if it's a lot of just like syndicates that are just working with them, but like I've noticed they have a lot of traction on like Instagram, especially just because you kind of take note of those things. And it is, I feel like an information campaign. And a lot of times is they're trying to kind of get the consumer this information of, hey, here's what XRP is and here's kind of the future. And, knowing kind of Brad Garlinghouse and from the interviews that I've seen of him, it seems like he's a pretty savvy sales guy. So I'm interested to see what's the future here, especially for this project.
Yeah, I mean, you make some great points there. Like, they've obviously they're a little more advanced than almost every other cryptocurrency because of how centralized their support system is. Really, they're almost like the corporate entity that exists. This is why everyone calls them the banker's coin, right? Like there's a deep hatred against Ripple and what they're doing in their XRP because of this centralization nature. But with that, they become much more efficient and they operate like a corporation executing on certain strategies. So, they actually have quite a lot of advantages in forming that structure. And you sort of seeing that play out with this high level marketing and this ability to reach the consumer the way they have. Right. And that's the reason. That's one of the main reasons that they're top 3 in market cap.
Right.
I just want to highlight real quick. So this is the Twitter account for Flare. It is at Flare Networks. And I'm going to give them a little follow from the Crypto Live Leak account. So shout out to Flare Networks. If you guys want to learn more about this airdrop, about what's going on with smart contracts on Ripple, it's 2020. Why not? Right.
Yeah.
This is a good feed here. And they have a lot of documentation. It looks like in even some other languages here, this looks like some Japanese documentation, even like exchanges that are announcing the utility forks support. They're sort of retweeting that information, recirculating it here. So what do you think of the graphic? This little multicolor graphic.
I like it. It's pretty minimalistic. And it's got this kind of like sexy flair to it. I don't know. It's definitely appealing, visually appealing.
Yeah, I would totally say so. I think they did a good job. We'll have to see, how the community takes that and puts it into different art forms and maybe even create some NFTs regarding the flare, the F there.
Yeah.
Maybe this is something we see on your account in the next week or so.
You never know, man. You never know. I could get some little creative juices going from looking at this Flare Networks account here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to put this out there real quick. So today's episode was sponsored by Block Relations. I'm just going to play a quick video for them. So Block Relations is your PR, your marketing, and your technology innovation resource. Awesome. And so, yeah, we're pretty much winding down on today's episode. So if there is any more questions out there, I hope we were able to answer everything that you guys had, and including the date of the snapshot, the amount of Spark being distributed, and kind of a little introduction to what the Flare network actually is.
Yeah, that was good stuff today. I was curious to know more about like what's XRP doing, and this was definitely a lot of information to look into more. So it's piqued my interest.
Absolutely. Now it's up to you guys to go down the rabbit hole on your own and go out there and take full advantage of what's going on. So I just want to, we have some other shows coming up today. So Tez Talks is coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be hosting Tyler, who created the Dexter decentralized exchange for Tezos. So make sure to tune into the Tezos Commons YouTube channel. They'll be distributing that on Twitter and Facebook as well. So keep an eye out there. I want to see some of the same audience here in the Tez Talks show. And then Benton, do you have any Bentuan's Block update for us? Is there another show coming out today or in the near future here?
I am probably going to do a vlog at some point, and maybe I might do it about Flare Network when I go down this little rabbit hole today. So that might be a good vlog for me to do over this weekend. But yeah, always stay on the lookout for those little vlogs. I'm trying to get you the fastest breaking news in some of these spaces like NFT and DeFi, and now possibly Flare Network. So yeah, stay tuned.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they'll have their own DeFi soon enough, right? So
that's right. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We had fun. For Benton, I'm Ken Garofalo. Until next time, take care.